right now coming to the stage. Put your hands together for Iwan Ooh.
Hey guys, let me do these jokes that I've already done. Okay, you know, a trick that I use to help me go to sleep is like when I'm laying in bed, like I'll imagine that I'm piloting like a mini submarine, you know? And like I'm on a secret mission to like locate and destroy the enemy aircraft carrier, right? And so I'm diving deep into the ocean, you know? I could like see whales and even some crazy giant, you know, mermaid or merman with a trident. And in the morning when I get my morning boner, I'm like, oh, Periscope. You know, my favorite of the LGBTQ community are the L's, right? Because I feel like I really talk to them, you know? Like, whoa, look at that chick, dude, she's hot, right? We can talk about camping and Subarus, and Xena the warrior princess, or whatever, right? And I remember the first time I saw two L's getting it on, you know? I was like, whoa, hello, right? I've stumbled upon something special here. It's like a secret. So I like them, right? And then my second favorite are the T's, right? Because I noticed most T's are L's, you know? So I like L's, I like T's, right? Like Nina DeWin, you know, she's cool. And then my third favorite are the Q's, right? Yeah, the Q's are having a good old time, you know, with their ball gowns and their high heels and shit. What I love about the Q's is that for them, it's not really about sex, you know? It's all just about having fun, you know? And like, how can you hate that? And that brings me to the G's, you know? Because I'm not G's, so they give me the creeps and shit. Yeah, because for them, it's all about sex, you know? Yeah, there's a little bit of dancing, a little bit of partying, but for them, they're there to get down and dirty and spread some STIs around and shit. Yeah, it's like Pokemon, gotta catch a ball. Yeah, like, you got pride? I'm like, yeah, I got pride. And I got chlamydia now. No, I'm just kidding, I don't have chlamydia. It's herpes. Yeah, you know, I was watching, I think the best war movies are Korean war movies. I'm not talking about the Korean War. I'm talking about war movies made in Korea. Yeah, they're way better than whatever American war movies. Like the movie My Way, it blows Saving Private Ryan out of the water, you know? Anyway, I think the reason is because of American war movies, they're always kind of like, hey, look at this, isn't this cool? And then they'll be like, but war is bad, war is bad. But in Korean war movies, they're more like, yeah, we know war is bad, but since we have to fight this war, we're gonna win it, you know? So it's much better, right? Anyway, then one day I was watching YouTube, I saw this Chinese war movie, right? It's actually a Chinese movie about the Korean War. So I was like, okay, this is interesting, you know, let's see their take on everything. But, you know, it sucks, right? I think because they're communists, the whole movie is like, oh, let's sacrifice ourselves for the good of the Communist Party and shit, you know? And it's fucking boring, right? The whole movie's about just like building this bridge, and then they just keep rebuilding and rebuilding, you know? It's like, what is this, right? It's like, it's not even worth watching and shit. It's just propaganda to make you think and act a certain way. And it's like talking to my mom. Yeah, a couple weeks ago I threw on my back really bad, you know, and it hurt a lot. But then my neighbor, she's like this masseuse, and then she massaged it and all the pain went away, you know? I was like, that's pretty good. Like, I'm gonna go back there later after this. Yeah, this time for a pulled groin. Yeah, you know there's a lot of controversy over Kamala Harris' race, right? Like, is she Indian or is she black? The fact is, her mom is Indian and her dad's black, you know? And I know the media always wants us just to focus in on her black half. But I'll tell you what, the second she becomes president, every 7-Eleven is going to give out free Slurpees. Yeah, most people don't know this about me, but I lost 200 pounds last year.
Woo!
Yeah, I got divorced. Yeah, you know, I'm Korean, right? Korean food's like horrible, right? It's really bad, you know? Like, we don't even have like proper cookies and cakes and shit. Now we have dog, right? Dog, if you don't know, it's like this mashed up rice cakes, you know? In summer, it's kind of okay. Like, we have these dog balls, and the inside is like sesame seeds and sugar or something. But most dog doesn't taste like anything, you know? It's just mashed, like, what does rice taste like, right? And so this is what we eat during celebrations, you know? Like, if you go to, like, during a wedding and see mounds of dog like all over the fucking place. And it's colorful and it looks cool, you know? But it's just so bland and tasteless. Yeah, it's like Dane Cook's jokes. Yeah, I was in the United States Army. You have to know that. It's just thing. And as a soldier, like our number one fear was poison gas. Yeah, and then the number two fear is dying before we get to try anal. Yeah, my dog, she's a cute dog. You know, when she was a puppy, I didn't know what breed she was. And then this dude came up to me, he's like, is that a wiener dog? And I didn't know what he meant by that. I was like, wiener dog? No, she's female. Hey, you've seen that picture, the famous picture of Bigfoot when he's like that or whatever? That's actually taken from like a 5-minute film of Bigfoot like walking through the woods. And I was watching this documentary once, and then they showed that Bigfoot is a female, you know, and I think it's real, right? Because it's a female. Like, yeah, they zoom in, you can see that Bigfoot has boobs, you know, and you clearly see him like swaying around as she's walking. And so, yeah, I think that Bigfoot is real because if it was fake, why would they put boobs on it, you know? They wouldn't do that, right? And so for whatever, not having a bra or anything, they're actually like quite well formed and shit. I'm like, man, you know, Bigfoot's got some nice tits. That's crazy, right? Like, never in a million years did I ever think I'd be jerking off to Bigfoot. Yeah, you know, I think it's whatever, not cool to eat like baby animals, right? Like lamb or veal. You know, I'm like, why do they have to be babies, right? Why can't you just like let them grow up a little? You know, I know in Korea, we only eat adult dogs. Yeah, you know, if you go to a Korean person's house, right, you have to take your shoes off, you know? It's not a tradition or anything. We just want to make sure you're not stealing your chopsticks. Yeah, I used to love going fishing, right? But that's because when I was a kid, I used to be able to actually catch fish. Yeah, this past 20 years, I go fishing every now and then, like, I haven't caught shit. Yeah, nowadays, I'm just standing in the sun with a fishing pole getting skin cancer. And a dude walks by like, did you catch anything? Yeah, melanoma. Yeah, I grew up, you know, I was born and raised in LA. And I grew up mostly in Temple City, which is near Pasadena. And all my classmates were white, basically, right? And so all the girls, like, none of them ever thought of me as good looking, you know? Because I'm Asian, I look weird, right? And so that's how I always thought about myself until I was 15. And I went to South Korea for the first time. And it was just like, you ever seen Kung Fu Panda 3? Where he like goes back to Panda Land, he's like, whoa, you know, everyone's just like me and shit. That's exactly what it was like for me and shit. And then like, not only was my mind blown, but so was my dick. Yeah, like I don't know what women around here would rate me, like a 4 or a 5 or whatever. But in South Korea, I was a 9.9. And I was like the tallest dude in the whole country and shit. And I had an American accent. Yeah. You know, for some Korean girl, like, or born and raised in Korea, all of a sudden you see some tall Korean dude walk around with an American accent. It was like fire crotch, you know? Yeah, I was just 15. Fucking grown women were just throwing their pussies at me and shit. It was like, oh shit, here you go, man. Yeah, it was cool, you know? So I'm totally planning on going back. Yeah, my plan is to be a famous comedian here and then go back to Korea and spend the rest of my days knee deep in a rice paddy full of pussy. Yeah, you know what we call someone who's mixed black and Asian? We call it Blasian, right? And if they're mixed Mexican and Asian, well, you can either call them Mexicans or Asians. And you know what we call a guy who's mixed white and Asian? Asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother, he's married to a Korean lady, and she calls him oppa, which in Korean means older brother. That's weird, right? I'm like, what the fuck's that about? It's fucking gross. And when I was married, my ex-wife would just call me stepdad. Yeah, you know, the national dog of Korea is Chindoke. It's looks kind of like a husky, right? But it's blonde and has a curly tail, and it tastes like ham. In Koreans, we celebrate Thanksgiving too, right? Ours is called Chuseok, and it's like a big meal, you know. But we celebrate with our dead relatives, right? What we'll set a place for them, you know, and then we'll have their pictures there, right? For our family, it's my grandparents and my aunt who passed away. And then throughout the meal, we'll like take a bite of food and we'll like put it in this bowl, you know, and we'll place it to the bowl. And then we'll do that with liquor too. Okay. We'll like get this soju, we'll switch it around this incense, and we'll like pour in this bowl, you know. It's like if they're there eating and drinking with us. It's kind of like that whole like when you pour beer onto the curb, you know, for your dead homies. But we do it with food, right? And we use their favorite food also. Like my grandmother, her favorite food is this certain type of fish, like a red snapper. And so we always have that in front of her picture. And then my aunt, her favorite food is like this pork belly. It's like these big slabs of bacon. And we have that in front of her picture. Now my grandfather will put my grandmother's picture like under his, like this kind of, because his favorite thing to eat was my grandmother's pussy. My name's Iwano, I'm out of here, thank you.
Keep it going for Iwan! Oh man, I guess the music was like, what did he say? So